You're watching Everfree Radio.
And now, Everfree Radio presents Stay Brony, my friends, with DustyKatt.
Good evening, my friends. Thank you for joining us once again on your Monday evening. And my name, if you didn't know it, is DustyKatt, and I'm here with my guest, Daniel Gallant, writer extraordinaire of the story Memoirs of a Reality Jumper. Daniel!
Yes, sir.
How are you doing tonight?
I am doing very well.
Awesome.
I hope our audience is doing just as good.
Yes. It's not that hot, so I'm not going to be sweating my bald head off tonight. So it's going to be great. And I got a picture of you up there. This is Alex Roberts, the hero, if you want to call it, of the story. And Daniel, you're from Ontario, over there on the East Coast, so you're like in East Coast time.
Yeah.
Right. Now you're another Canadian. You know, DHX is all up there in Vancouver. So where am I going with this? I have no freaking clue. It's that kind of night already. How did you, as a gentleman and with a family, you have a very wonderful wife and two beautiful children. How did you end up getting sucked into this colorful world of pastel ponies?
Oh dear. Well, it started off with my, at the time, 3-year-old daughter saying, "Daddy, ponies!" on the TV, and I'm thinking, oh God in heaven, it's My Little Pony. And I was getting an ulcer thinking about from the 80s, just thinking about what was going to be on the screen in the next few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned. Luckily for me, it was the second episode.
Okay.
The second half of the
Yes.
series opener.
With all the action.
And it was wait. Pause. Yeah, My Little Pony. Okay, continue. This doesn't suck. This is good.
Yes.
It's like, what's wrong with this place? What's wrong here? So now at the time in Canada, it had just sort of started.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was very near the end, or very close, or the first season had just ended.
Okay.
And so I was able to actually, find online all the episodes and watch them from A to Z.
Okay.
If iTunes and Hasbro is watching this, please let me give you cash for the episodes on iTunes. I'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
Because I want to give you money for this.
So in Canada, you still can't get it on iTunes?
You can't get it on iTunes.
Wow.
I mean, unless they added it in on this weekend, still can't get it. And, I mean, you can get the two DVDs that are out. You can get that in Canada at various places, but that's it.
Wow.
Everything else is YouTube or Yo-Ho-Ho.
Wow.
And I would much rather,
Because I pay for the Netflix subscription, so the season subscription is also like just order it.
Netflix Canada does not have it. my guess is that they won't have it until Treehouse, which is the channel that carries My Little Pony, plays through the entire season 1.
Oh, really?
Which they haven't done yet, as far as I can tell.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. It's like Canada's always messed up. Their football season's earlier, their TV shows are later. I don't know. It's like
it's all the beer.
It's all the beer. It's all the good beer.
It's all the beer.
That's all. You know, when I can drink Molson Canadian, I drink it all day long. So, yes.
My train of thought's been derailed too.
I do that.
What were we talking?
Anyway, let's go into what got you into writing. Have you been doing it most of your life? Did you start in grade school? Did you do a lot of stuff in college? What? How did it happen? How did it come about?
No. I have done no writing. I have done no writing since high school.
What?
Like creative writing. I've done no writing since high school.
What?
I am 22 years old.
Yeah.
I have done no writing since high school, and it was just My Little Pony was the first thing to inspire me. To make me, I mean, before it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. It was like, Little Pony, oh my god, I want to be there.
Oh my goodness. So you came
up
with this entire, memoirs of a reality jumper guy who gets sucked through the dimensions and ends up in Equestria as he's jumped 2 or 3 different times. And it's I mean, were you a fan of Quantum Leap? Did you watch that show?
I watched it, but I wasn't a particularly big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Sliders. I mean, I enjoyed the show, but I wasn't like, oh my god, that's an awesome show.
Okay.
It was like, yeah, that's a good show. It's on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the truth of the matter is that it's the result of sort of a little game I've been playing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was a kid. I see a piece of fiction, and I think, okay, what would I do to survive this situation?
Oh, I can see that. Okay.
But it's just sort of like an idle little. I mean, I do it to the point where it's like I'll be watching the soap opera with my wife, and I'll think, okay, I would talk to Victor Newman because Victor knows what's going on, and da-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, this is what I would do to get myself out of this situation. I've just always done that, so like silently, quietly in the back of my head over the years.
Okay.
And memoirs was kind of like I sat down and thought, okay, I want to write a story, but I mean, the last thing I remember from writing courses was, hey, write what you know.
Okay.
So I'll just basically play the little game in my head. So, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a self-insert. Initially, it was a self-insert. So I'm basically standing on, and there's an eclipse, and the magic happens, and look, I didn't want to get just popped off to Equestria right away.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, that's kind of cheesy because everybody gets just popped off to Equestria right away. So I thought I'd give him a little bit of a hard time before he. Okay, well, I can't do it too. I mean, he's already 40 years old. I can't really do it too. Well, no problem. He just his age resets every time he jumps.
Well,
problem solved.
Problem solved.
And so anyway, that was sort of the initial idea.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, my initial sort of arc was like he goes there, he befriends everyone, he talks to Twilight Sparkle, they go to the princess, and he's not freaking out or anything. It's just it's he just great, and they get him back home. And
okay.
It was going to be like like 5 or 6 chapters. That was it.
Mm-hmm. So how did it get from this little 5 or 6 chapter idea into this 38 chapter megalopolis that you're writing now? And on top of that, you've got 4 or 5 different side little stories going on, which I love, by the way, which end up giving more fulfilling data for the reader to make the world even that much more rich. Now, how did it get from that to Frankenstein?
All right, here's how the beast got born. I have a file. I use Google Docs because Google Docs is the best thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
I use Google Docs, and every time I get an idea for anything, even if I never ever plan to use it, I write it down. And to do with this, anything that has to do with the story.
Okay.
And so I found myself spending more time putting stuff in the ideas file than actually writing the story.
Oh, okay.
And there was a that was so like initially.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, excuse me. So I found that these ideas are so cool. I've got to use.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be that he's got to have an antagonist that tricks him out of his fortune.
Okay.
How do you get his fortune? Oh yeah, aluminum. Aluminum's really cool. Oh, that's good. Yeah, but why aluminum? Well, then I created this whole backstory, not backstory, but this whole explanation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might eventually sort of filtered into the story, but that's actually the point where I started. I created another document that was all headcanon.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like, I think it's like 60 or 80 pages long.
What?
Of just, this is all the stuff that's different in my world, or that's about my world, versus the MLP world.
Okay, so you basically, what you did is you sat down and you did a writer's Bible for this particular story.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know that's what they were called.
Yeah, they're called writer's Bibles. So basically, you took what's different about what you're telling in your story versus what's going on in the canon version of what's on TV, so that you can take all of these things and write different story arcs off them, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Writer's Bible.
Another thing I was that's also, it's still in my head, not in the Bible, because the Bible is basically meant for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you see on the show is not what's actually happening.
Right.
In the sense of the writers and the artists and so on, they've been sort of influenced by that world. But they cut it, they cut and edit and rearrange the scenes for to make it funny, make it for kids and so on.
Well, sort of like taking Japanese animation from the 70s and recutting it in the 80s, and taking all the death and stuff out of it and making it saccharine for kids.
Exactly. So when the whole Discord story, and I'm just making this up on the fly, but we see Discord is just silly stuff, blah blah blah. What you don't see are the pony that's been turned inside out but is still alive. All the horrible things that are going on in the background. All the stuff that the characters know and see and understand, but we don't. So I'm assuming that there's a lot of that going on as well.
I can see that. Cool. So you've sat down. Now, when you set out to write the story and you wrote the little writer's Bible, does this story actually have a physical end that you're working toward, or are you just writing it as it goes?
Just writing it as it goes. I've got certain things that I want to have happen eventually. But there's no, But I've got for example, I've got one arc where the main characters pop back to Earth.
Okay.
And then I've got a whole series of events there going on. Lawyers from Hasbro are involved.
I can see that happening.
And that eventually, Princess intervenes. Alex drops to his knees, and brings them back and carries on, or not. That might never happen too.
Mm-hmm.
That might never happen. It all depends on how the story. I mean, I'm finding the story has really grown organically.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff is happening because it makes sense for it to happen.
Okay.
It's like I try not to try. It's like, yeah, I've got this one really cool scene, but it's not working.
It
You know,
does, yeah, it doesn't work within the story.
doesn't work within the story. Like for example, my original concept for the interaction when Alex talks to AJ after sort of Dash sort of went with him, was for her to sort of break down and basically admit that like she had feelings for Dash, not Alex. Like that was because a lot of the fanon goes in that direction.
Yes.
And I decided, you know what, that's not necessary. I mean, it's not necessarily so.
No, it's not necessarily in your world to play to the fanon, fanon version of what's going on. I mean, it's your world as a writer, so you can do what you want. I happen to applaud you not going in that direction because I think it makes the story better. I think it makes it. I think what you're doing with what you're doing is much better than what a lot of people do with the whole shipping thing. I mean, yes, this is a shipping fic. If you want to take it down to its brass tacks, but it's done so well that it's more of a slice of life fiction than anything else.
And that's kind of what I'm shooting for. It's like I said, my original story, there was no shipping.
Mm-hmm.
There was that nature at all. And in fact, I didn't. I mean, I was writing along, and it like this stuff would go in,
mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't really notice it going in.
Okay.
Until eventually, like, hey, wait a minute. Then I go back to reviews, right? Like, wait, yeah, it's obvious that
It's obvious that that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, and it's like and make it happen.
Make it happen. So let's go sideways a little bit onto a couple of subjects that everybody gets asked, and I'm not sure if this is your first interview or if you've been interviewed before, but almost every one of these interviews goes into a couple of questions, and I'm sure all these people out here are wanting to know a few more things about the writer himself. Okay, favorite pony?
It depends. It depends on for what.
There's no for what. There's a favorite pony. Okay. This is my favorite pony. This is who I like to write about. This is who I always watch. This is who I put a sticker on my car of.
Basically, you know what? If I had just a chance to meet one pony,
mm-hmm.
it'd have to be Twilight.
Well, there you go.
And because I think she'd be a very interesting person to talk to, and it should be very friendly. Basically, she'd be like it'd be like talking to Sheldon Cooper, only a very pleasant Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Twilight. Your favorite episode? Now, as a writer, this is going to be a little different than the other people I've asked, because other people are artists or musicians or something like that. As a writer, coming from a writer's perspective, what would be your favorite episode?
Actually, any of the Cutie Mark Crusader episodes.
Really?
I always get a bit of a kick out of those episodes, only because it's like it's kids and they're kids are awesome and they're trying to find out where they're going, and it's like, man, I wish I was a kid again, and I wish I could be in that position where I have to rediscover everything.
I think it's because you have a 4-year-old.
Probably. Yes.
Do you see much of your 4-year-old daughter in any of the Crusaders?
All of them. You combine it to a Jeslat of hyperactive activity of youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
That's her.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's my little pumpkin dew.
Yay! What's your 12-year-old son? 12, right? 12-year-old son. What does he think of his dad? Watching ponies with his daughter and writing the story. I mean, he's just about in that teen years where dad ain't cool anymore.
Oh yeah, dad ain't cool. But dad is a little bit cool because he does watch ponies.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, he likes ponies. Actually, for us, ponies is like a family activity.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. That's really neat. So now you
more so daddy than anybody else, but that's okay.
How do you go about, say, sitting down to write a chapter? Seeing as this is an organic story, so you say you just finished a chapter, right? Do you actually go away from it for a few days or a week or whatever, and let the new ideas forge in your mind before you sit down and write an overview of the chapter and then write the chapter? Or do you just sit down at the typewriter and go and it comes out?
Well, no, I wish. The way I usually do it, because usually while I'm writing a chapter, I've usually got more stuff than I've got room for the chapter.
Okay.
Like for that logically to make sense in the chapter. So what I end up doing is I'll cherry pick a few of the ideas that don't fit and shove it into the next chapter.
Okay.
So I usually get, by the time I've finished a chapter, I've usually got the next chapter about a quarter written.
Wow.
Or at least a quarter, like, broad concepts written.
Okay.
And then once I've got like all the broad ideas I'm happy with, then it's a lot of going back and forth. It's like, okay, well, I can't think of anything for this section, so I'll just go down to this section and expand it a bit. Oh, wait, I got an idea, so I'll jump up to another section, expand it a bit. I'll do a lot of jumping around like that.
Okay.
One section to the other. Just when the inspiration strikes, that's when I sort of throw another idea in.
So you're pretty much writing patchwork.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Sort of and I mean it works for me. It's just, I don't know if it would work for anybody else, but it works for me.
Every artist is different.
Yep. The other thing I do is once I've got it almost done, what I will do is I'll pull the whole thing over to OpenOffice,
right,
and then go paragraph by paragraph and listen to it. I'll close my eyes and listen to the paragraph, and I find it easier to pick up like a wrong word choice, or oh well, that doesn't flow. Right. That doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound right. I mean, I can always tell which chapters I've done that with and which I haven't. So I try to do it with every chapter. It's time intensive. Like that basically takes me like 2, maybe 3 days.
Okay. I have that same issue with lyrics for songs. Caradwin wrote me some really great lyrics for a song just the other day, and I went and had to sing through it, and it just didn't flow. It just didn't work. And it was wonderfully written. So rearranging, once I sang it and heard it, I rearranged some of the lines and some of the phrasing to make it work. It still means the same thing, but the phrasing changes a little bit, and it makes it flow better. I think it's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, like whatever makes it flow better, work better. And sometimes like, what did I write there? It doesn't make any sense.
I've been there before.
No, I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean by that. Oh. Yes. So how far do you see this going? I mean, do you see this? Are you going to write all 60 years of Alex Roberts in Equestria? I mean, is it going to be a 300-chapter epic novella or some kind?
Well, maybe. But it's actually, Alex is 40, and the resets only happen when he actually jumps.
Oh, so he's going to be... Ooh, he could die there.
Yes. And I've got ideas of where to go next. What happened next. But it'll still be MLP fiction. That will... How can I put it? I don't see an end to it. It's like, for me, like, as long as it's fun for me to write, and it's fun for you to read,
right,
I'm going to keep going. And I try to end every chapter on a little. Well, recently, every chapter on a cliffhanger, or at least a little. Okay, he's standing there, and okay, now what?
Now what? Like, now he's supposedly dying.
Yes.
We haven't figured out why.
Yes, dying. I got a lot of flack for that.
No, you know what? I thought it was fine. I thought it was like, okay, everything's going. You climb. Everything's great. Everything's happy. And all of a sudden, it's like punch in the gut. It's like, oh, that was good. I was like, and Carradine himself is a writer, and he's told me this a number of times. It's like the best way to get your reader involved is write really, really wonderful, loving characters, and then hurt them, and hurt them bad, and that engages your reader, and to tell you the truth, it works. It works in music, it works in writing, it works in all this stuff, because you'll get your listener or your reader involved with your character, and then all of a sudden you kick them to the curb real hard, and they want to know why, and want to know if they're going to come back, and if they're going to have the intestinal fortitude to actually come back and be well, And so it's like I applaud you for doing that, because it was like. Now I have to read the next chapter. Oh my god!
Well, for me, it was. I mean, I already knew a while back what was happening there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, one of the comments I'd gotten is like, "Oh, gee, everything seems to be going so good for Alex. Why? What? What's? It's getting boring." It's like, "Oh, okay, it's getting boring, eh? Well then, let's beat him with a 2x4."
Oh, you are from Ontario, eh?
Yes, eh?
Gotcha.
Hey, you hoser. What are you talking about, eh?
Hey, let's go get some back bacon, eh? Hey, you gonna send me some toques from London?
If you want me to, sure.
Listeners, watchers, we can say this because I grew up about 50 miles from where he is right now, in Michigan. So, I'm like pseudo-Canadian, so, Bob and Doug McKenzie and all of that. Know all about it.
We accept the humor, so that one day when we become your overlords, we'll remember who laughed.
The only reason you're overlords over us is because you're north of us. That's it. You know what Canada is? The U.S. is attic. The only reason we tolerate you is you make really good hockey equipment. That's it. This is a true story, okay? I used to bust tables at a restaurant when I was a young man, and we got paid. We were so close to the border. I mean, my restaurant was on the river between Michigan and Ontario, so a lot of people from Ontario would come over and eat at our restaurant. So when we got our tips split up, we had a stack of Canadian money and a stack of American money, because when I was growing up, Canadian money was worth about 70 cents on the dollar, U.S. So nobody wanted to, none of the waitresses wanted to split money with you American style. Here, have some Canadian money. Okay, so I made a pile in my bedroom, and that pile would get about that thick. And then I would take the bridge over to Sarnia, Ontario, to a sporting goods store. And I would leave with a hockey bag full of newspaper. And I'd take the newspaper out and fill it full of hockey gear. And come back. And the guy would go, "Where were you?" "Oh, I was at the hockey rink." "Why is this equipment new?" "Oh, no, don't worry about that." But yeah, it was great.
These aren't the smugglers you're looking for.
We aren't the smugglers you're looking for. Oh, we loved going over playing hockey. It was great. We'd play outdoors, but then every now and then it'd get really bad. We'd go over to, I think it was Moortown, right there on the river, and they had this one ice rink, and we'd go over there and play hockey in an ice rink, which was cool. It was fun. Let's see. What kind of things, outside of being a writer and being a really good father, are you interested in? What do you do on the outside?
Gaming is the big one.
What is it?
Gaming.
Gaming. Okay.
Gaming. Yes, gaming. Role-playing games, Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons, that kind of jazz.
I'm there too. Yes.
And I've written some stuff. I'm a programmer by profession.
Okay.
And I've written the character builder software for a role-playing game called Icons, which is a superhero role-playing game.
Okay.
I even wrote recently, well, it hasn't been published yet, but I wrote an adventure for it, which is actually My Little Pony related.
Ooh.
It's basically I've taken a lot of characters and themes from My Little Pony, basically turn them evil. And it's an interdimensional invasion. So, with Princess Sunshine at the helm. Evening Twinkle.
Oh.
Is her prize to...
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That hurts.
Oh, but wait.
What?
But there's also Trixie. Trixie is owns a magic shop.
And she's the
but
hero.
She's human.
She's the hero in this one, I can take it.
No, she's just a bystander, but she's an amusing bystander.
Okay.
But there's a lot... I don't have a copy of it in front of me, and it's been a while since I actually wrote it, and some editing.
Don't worry about it. Yes.
But it's...
I should, like, take some video of us role-playing our system, because my friend Dave wrote a system, which is up on DeviantArt. And we've been playtesting this thing for about 8 months now. It's a 6D system, so it's sort of... The unicorns were a little bit too powerful. We yanked them back, and now the Earth Ponies can kick over walls. I play an Earth Pony, of course. So my Earth Pony kicked over a wall in the last chapter. So I was like, no, we need to pull that back. So it's like doing a little mishmashing on the techniques. But yeah, love to role play myself, old AD&D'er myself. So that's awesome. Let's see what else. Where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. 30 minutes into the show, which means it's commercial time. So we are going to be back in just a few minutes. And we'll have some question and answer, and we're going to release the very first of hopefully many videos from one Jax Blade. And he's going to teach you a little bit about exercise and healthy eating. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Since the beginning of time, the elite of Equestria have longed for pony fashions that truly express the essence of their very souls. Patiently waiting decades, no, centuries, for the perfect pony gown. Today, at long last, Equestria, your wait is over. Let's hear it for the breathtaking designs of Ponyville's own Rarity!
Certainement, Spike. All your ponies, be sure to visit the shop in Ponyville. For the rest of us, be sure to pick up the t-shirts, the bags, and even the posters from WheelofFine.com. That's right, WheelofFine.com for all your pony needs. And remember, Carousel Boutique, where every fashion says chic, unique, and magnifique. Mwah.
Yup. That is correct. All you ponies need to go down to Rarity's Boutique. We are now in the height of summer, which means her new summer collection is out. And you have to see this. It's awesome. Really. So, you know what? I'm missing Rarity. I'm missing Rarity. I don't know if I can wait another couple of months, but I'll have to. But if you can't wait, go over to WeLoveFine.com and pick you up some of that Rarity swag that they have over there. If you use our code EFR10 over there at WeLoveFine.com, you'll get 10% off your entire order using EFR10 when you check out. And we're back with Daniel, writer of Memoirs of a Reality Jumper and many other little side projects, gamer, father, cool guy extraordinaire. And right now, before we go any further, I am going to introduce you all to my good friend, Jax Blade, and he is going to give you a rundown on exercise, because a lot of us bronies out there could use a little kick in the flank to get out there, lose a couple of pounds, get into better shape. And hopefully we're going to have this as a reoccurring segment on my show, if I can get him motivated to do so. So this is our first shot across the bow for Jax Blade's fitness tips for all you. So sit back, relax, and listen to the man talk about everything good. Be right back.
What is up, all my lovely bronies and Pegasisters out there? It's your man Jaxblade here, and today we're going to be talking about fitness stuff. Well, basically we're going to go over some exercises I do to get myself in shape, and a few things that have worked for me, and also some fitness tips to remember. So for the guys trying to put on some muscle, this will help. And for the girls trying to just, get in shape, trim up, look fine, this will also help. So this workout's for everyone, just so you guys know. But anyways, let's get to it. Now, one of the main inspirations I have for working out consistently now is my man Ice1Cube on YouTube. I follow most of his videos, and they are so funny and informative, so that's where I get the mindset to keep training my hardest. But the main exercise I can suggest you do are compound movements. That's multi-joint, multi-muscle, multi-limb movements, my bad. And throw in some isolation to shake the muscles. These exercises pretty much are my foundation. I do these every time I go there to get myself in shape. And these exercises are dumbbell bench press, incline curls, rows, pull-ups, squat, reverse flies, and military press. Now, one of the reasons I suggest doing the dumbbell bench press instead of the standard barbell bench press is for two reasons. One, it gives you like a greater stretch when you're doing it. Like when you're pressing it, I feel a much greater stretch, and so I can build more muscle and push more weight. And also, the second reason is you can do it on your own. Oh, the reason is because if you just try to do bench press, standard bench press by yourself with no spotter in the gym, then if you're going to press heavyweight, then 1 second later with a guy over next to you looking at you, and you're just like... So I just yeah, I would go with dumbbells, greater stretch, feel it. But if you have a spotter, by all means, do regular bench.
Let's do this.
The first exercise is pull-ups. They are one of the greatest exercises in building fundamental strength and are important in any routine. They help develop that V taper that most people want, and they help give you that nice wide back that a bunch of girls just love. You know what I'm talking about. And if you can't do them assisted until it gradually gets easier. Don't feel embarrassed. Trust me, assisted are much better than pull downs. Anyone can pull down, but not everyone can do a pull up, and that makes you one step ahead of those who cannot do them. So keep training. One of the best exercises I can suggest doing for your chest would be the dumbbell bench press. It's great for building strength, great for building up your mass, and also if you want to show off, do that little percolating pectoral dance. It's awesome. It also builds the stabilizing muscles much better than the standard barbell bench press. So a lot of people always focus on what's your max, but dumbbells is the way to go in my opinion. So definitely try this exercise. Asking me how to get bigger arms, this would be the go-to exercise just if you want the biceps bigger. You get full range of motion with these, and this develops a nice softball bicep look. Okay, you know that one where you just go boom, boom, firepower. This is the exercise to go. I highly recommend it if you want. Okay, this is one of my favorite exercises in getting mass in my triceps and in my shoulders. Okay. But seriously, start off with a lightweight before doing it so you get injured and gradually build up. But this is definitely one of the best exercises you can do for shoulders and mass up there. Now these are one of the most overlooked exercises. They're called reverse flies, and they keep your shoulder held safe. Seriously, I had a shoulder injury because I was just working the front of my shoulder with dumbbell presses and lateral raises, and these healed it. These are very important to do and never skip over them. So start doing them. Now rows. These really help me for my MMA training when I have to pull someone back. They also give me really strong forearms and make my back really strong. These are great at building muscle and also great for building the peak in your bicep. So again, I highly suggest these. The final exercise I suggest doing would be the back squat. Okay, it's one of the greatest exercises you can do for your just entire body. Okay, it'll get you a strong back, stronger legs, and make sure your knees do not go past your toes. That's important. I'm trying to watch my form. Keep your chest up, looking up, and this exercise will give you just a great plot, increase your strength, build your cardio up, and also cut fat like an MFer. So try it out. Get that ass nice.
Hey guys, but now that I've shown you the workout, let me tell you some fitness tips to remember to help you get the best of the results.
Oh, and ladies, I just wanted to know, even though I say words like mass building, muscle building, stuff like that, you can do these exercises and still look fine. Like here, look at these girls. These are girls who all frickin' work out incredibly. And they weight train, they do their cardio, stuff like that, and follow what basically these tips I'm about to give you. Hey, you're not gonna look like, say, or anything like that. It's just gonna be like if you work out consistently, you will have a great body. Sorry, I'm kind of stuttering. Remember, I'm not that articulate with my words. I'm still working on my grammar. Anyways, on to the fitness tips.
It's time to call in the big guns.
Hey guys, so I just want to go over these really quick. I'll probably explain them in further detail in later videos of mine, but just some fitness tips that'll help anyone, anywhere, and they are these. Make sure to drink plenty of water each hour and drink a lot of it every day. It'll help the body. Avoid sodas and juices and stuff like that, all the unnecessary stuff, and just plenty of water. 2, eat lots of vegetables and lots of fruit and protein. Have a bit of vegetable or fruit and protein each meal you have throughout the day. It'll help when you the protein will help rebuild your muscles. The vegetables and fruits will help keep your body healthy and nutritious. And remember, building muscle burns fat. Building muscle burns fat. Building muscle burns fat. 3, do lots of weight work. Do like weight work at least 2 to 3 times a week minimum, so you build muscle and build up your functionality strength. 4, do cardio at least 3 to 4 days a week, because it's a bit more important, because you want to keep your heart strong, and you also want to lose that fat if you want to reveal those, you know, abs and stuff like that. So all the people that love those. Get plenty of bed rest, because when you sleep you lose fat, and when you sleep you also release growth hormone, so that'll get the guys, you know, those muscles and stuff like that. And for the ladies, they can lose that chub if they want to, but I'm sure you're beautiful on the inside anyways. Read a book for mental health. So you know how, you know, Twilight reads her books and stuff like that. You want to be intelligent as well. You don't want to just be a big Neanderthal guy. I'm actually starting to read a bit more, so I'm able to talk more with a better vocabulary, because I repeat a lot of words when I'm talking. And let me see. Strong body, strong mind, let me say that. Oh, and the final thing, just be consistent, have fun with it. If you feel like you're doing the same stuff over and over and you're getting into a rut, well, just switch it up a bit. Try new exercises, always go online. You can always ask me at JacksBlade07, and I'll be here. And that's it. So, my man Dusty, take it away. See you guys.
Thanks, Jack. Cool. So Jack's Blade hopefully showed you all those wonderful things you can do in the gym to get yourself more manly or more slim down, all you Pegasisters out there. So you have guns like these. Get yourself to the gym. Okay, and we're back. So hopefully I'll get some more from Jack's Blade next week, and we'll have another segment for you. Go to his YouTube channel, JacksBlade07, and tell him you want more of that, and we'll get him on. And we're back with Daniel.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Bonjour.
Back. Bonjour. Now, one of the things I said earlier...
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm talking fancy. One of the things I mentioned earlier in this interview is that you have a lot of these side stories, which are sort of background as to what's going on. One is called My Sky Blue Angel, which is Big Mac's version of what's going on. And then Applejack's Diary, which I thought was really cool, because you get Applejack's version, or our side of what's going on. And then Lyra's Notebook, which I thought was hilarious, where the main bad guy hires Lyra to actually chase Alex Roberts around and write a whole book on him, which was funny. And then Love Will Find a Way, which when I was doing research for this interview, I completely missed that story, and I don't know why, but I read it today, and tugged on the old heartstrings. It did. Manly tears.
Yes.
Why don't you go through that? Why don't you go through that particular story and tell me a little bit about it?
It was initially just a little what if story. What if Alex had been standing 3 feet to the left on that fateful day? He didn't jump. It sort of shows him near the end of his life. Well, yeah, I mean, like, he's lived a good life. He's not you know, like he's grown distant from his children. He's grown like he's lost his wife many years ago, and one of the things he has actually a household robot who takes care of him and cleans him up, keeps him comfortable and so on.
Yeah.
But he has one directive, which is don't clean the basement. The only reason is because it gives him an opportunity to do some personal archaeology, just to look back on his life and look, like open up an old box, like, oh, I remember this old, book, game. I remember this old thing. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Well, at one point in this story, he finds, like an old stack of laptops, and the old family sort of archive. Drive, and he puts it all. He spends a couple of days putting it all together, and he eventually finds all the old My Little Pony that he had downloaded over the years. He had bought over the years and put on this drive.
And there was a ton of it.
And there was a ton of it.
Yeah. What would you say? There was 8 seasons plus 2 movies.
Two movies. There was an open source movement that had bought the MLP. Like after Hasbro had stopped doing anything with it, they got together. Basically, bronies around the world got together and bought the MLP property, and turned it into a completely open source product, so that theoretically anyone could make a TV show or make a comic or whatever. And that produced there was over 200 episodes produced there. So like basically another almost 8 seasons of people just producing the show because they love it. Plus there were several movies, and there was one. The final movie that was made was a PG rated movie, which is kind of the big thing about it. It's like, oh my god, the point is, like, he spent like a couple of quite a while watching it, like reliving the memories of the years. Like, I remember this stuff. This stuff was so awesome. It was so cool. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead, and he went out and bought a My Little Pony companion robot.
Yes. In
the shape of
Rainbow Dash.
And it was kind of like, it's like, oh, he has a lot of time there, and then finally he's sort of near the end. He has as he's sort of going along and enjoying her company, and his health is failing. She's acting weird. Like every now and then she'll just like do, like, she'll, instead of sort of the more mechanical things that she would do, all of a sudden she would do something like nuzzle him out of the blue, or like look deeply into his eyes, and tell him she loved him, something like that.
Crazy robots.
Yeah, it's like he starts doing some diagnostics. Her eyes are monitors, so that was kind of cool. And it's like, oh, these nodes on the, I don't remember what I called it. They give her the capability to be creative, and they're locking, like they're only giving out one data stream, which is said, like, they're no longer giving you like a variable source of information. It's always the same. So she can't be creative, or it can't be random anymore from that data source. Anyway, so she eventually like he has a heart attack, and is like and as he's dying, she's trying to comfort him, telling him, no, don't worry, Twilight's got everything under control. She's gonna get you back. She's gonna get you back. And then you find out at some point in the story, I don't remember exactly where the real Rainbow Dash, quote unquote, was suffering from severe depression, and one of the cures of pony, one of the pony cures for it, is to put positive, happy memories into your mind, to sort of to overwhelm the negative thought, negative memories. Well, the memories that she got were the ones of the jumping Alex Robert Dash.
Yes.
So it was kind of like, oh my god, and and she goes, like, I have to find this Alex Robert because it's, his husband. He was everything else to me. And well, anyway, and there you go. So she was in the other universe. She was working with Twilight to control this robot.
Right.
To basically, like, this was like the first opportunity that she had to talk to sort of get a hold of an Alex Roberts.
Uh-huh.
And Tim. And eventually it worked out so that, as he was dying, Twilight was able to do the magic. And I'm gonna say the S word. Bring his soul over into I presume, a body of some kind. And as he's waking up, he knows Dash is there. As waking up in Equestria.
Yes, manly tears.
Manly tears.
So
Hey,
that's everything so far. So we've got the 5 little stories going on. There's another one in there, which is a rarity spike thing I like too, but that didn't have anything to do with the memoirs at this time. At least I don't think it did.
That's respect. No, not really.
Okay, so I'm going to call the Screwball. Screwy. Screwy. There he is. You know him, you love him. It's the Screwball. Screwy.
You've never gave me that kind of introduction before.
Well, you never paid me before either.
Oh. I didn't realize I was supposed to pay you. Now I have to. Okay.
Yes. So, bring us in some questions.
Okay.
From the live studio audience.
There's already been a lot actually.
Awesome.
This one was actually emailed question from Phantom Brony, and the question is for you, Dan. Question is, what was your thought process when working on Memoirs of a Reality Jumper?
Hey, this sounds like a fun thing to do. No, well, that's part of it. Part of it was just I don't really know how to answer that question. It started off as something fun to do with My Little Pony. I liked human and Equestria stories, but I didn't like how they usually went. If you know what I mean. It's usually that, like, oh, human popped up in Equestria, boink, and then that was it. And then they knew everything about ponies, and it just charged forward. I generally didn't like that, but I didn't really know how to do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of sort of wanted to do a bit of a self-insert. I know, bad Dan.
Bad Dan.
Talking about the other Dan, not me. Well, my train of thought got derailed. No, right. So, yeah, I honestly, it was just, this would be something fun to write, and it sort of developed organically and sort of grew from there. And it's like, oh, this is a cool story bit. Oh, this is a cool story idea. Hey, wait a minute, I really want to do this in the story, but I can't do this until I do this, and this. So, it just grew. I mean, there was no. I didn't sit down and plot it all out, with my fingers steepled and a martini glass by my side, and a cat on my lap, planning it all out. That was definitely not what I did. It was just, oh, type. Oh, hey, nobody hates me yet. Next chapter. Hey, nobody hates me yet. Hey, nobody hates me yet. And so on. And then it just went on. Now I'm working on chapter 32, and I'm really late, and I'm sorry, but
you are late. From your number one fan, by the way.
A manly sniffle on my part.
Yes.
Yes.
This question. Oh. Sorry. This question is from Breaky149. Question for Dusty, and I knew this was gonna happen. I told you, Dusty. Who is the purple pony or ponies in the background?
Who is the purple pony in the background? This isn't a purple pony.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. It's not.
This
purple.
is not a purple pony. This is a blue pony. This is Trixie. She came to visit. See? Trixie. Ha 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 ha. I have Trixie and you
I
don't.
love Beatrix. I love Beatrix.
See? I have Trixie and you don't.
That is true.
She's gonna sit back here and watch. 'Cause that's what she does.
It's a huge toy. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Next.
This one is from Chaotic Harmony. Question is for you, Dan. You said that ponies is a family activity, so have you shown your children your work at all?
Well, one is far too young to read it, and the other one couldn't give a rat's patootie.
He's 12. When you're 12, you don't give a rat's patootie what your dad's doing. You know, you're just about to turn 13. You can't be cool and like your dad or anything like that. Come on.
So there's the horrible, horrible truth.
Horrible truth. Kids are kids.
Yep. This one. Oh, this one is from Joker Boxer. Question is for you, Dusty. I noticed that a couple of weeks ago you mentioned a friend whom you roleplay with. I looked through his stuff and noticed he plays riffs. My question is, do you play riffs? And if so, what kind of character are you playing?
I don't play riffs.
Yeah.
No, I don't play riffs. We're playing that 6D system that he came up with. We've been role-playing that for the better part of about 7 months now. We're basically playtesting his system and finding all kinds of bugs in it. Like, unicorns are way too powerful. And then we made some changes, and then the ground ponies are way too powerful. And I didn't want to change that because I play a ground pony. So, but anyway, to make it, there's too powerful means that, you know, Caradwin actually plays a unicorn. And we had an airship battle, which was cool. And we had this airship throwing cannonballs at us. And Caradwin's pony made a really good roll to where his levitation skill was so good that he grabbed the cannonball out of the air and threw it straight back into the cannon it came from and blew it up. That's just a little too powerful. But yeah, that's that. We play his system and we keep going. In fact, we have to finish a storyline next Saturday. So we play basically Saturday nights after I get off of work. So, but no, I don't play riffs. Sorry.
Bricky actually tells me he was actually looking at something else purple in the background. I do see it too. It looks like it's their mic or something. I don't know if that's it, but he says there's something purple back there. He's wondering if it's a pony or what it is.
What, hanging on my mic stand?
Yeah, I think that's what I see right now.
That one right there? That's Cheerily, you blind thing, you. Blind out there.
Okay. This one is also from Phantom Brony on the email. The question is for you, Dan. What is, or I think it's for all. What is your favorite fanfic, and how has it affected you, if at all?
Still there?
Yep, still there. Just trying to think of an answer. I really enjoyed my second life.
Your mic's doing some funny stuff there, Dan.
Okay, is that better?
No, you're really breaking up. Your son didn't get back on the internet, did he?
No. Hope not. Better not.
This happens to our friend Ramble all the time. You're gonna have to go out and go back in, but that's all I can say.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang up.
Yeah, hang up, Dan. I'll call you back.
This is a show first? Yay!
This is the show first. Yes, it is. I have to call the guest back.
Hello.
There we go.
Yay!
Yeah, much better.
Much better. I don't know what.
We dealt with all the time on Mumble with Ramble,
yeah.
so.
Okay.
All right. So the fic I think I've enjoyed the most is My Second Life. but I didn't start reading it until I was about into chapter 25, 26 of mine. So there's, and I was just reading it. Like it's not, how can I put it? It's not like a super crafted story by any stretch of the imagination, but it was for me. I found it a fun read. There's actually one more story that I really enjoyed. We just need to. Oh darn it! Can I get back to it?
Yeah, get back to it.
Okay.
How would you, Screwball?
I actually don't read fanfics as bad as it is. I hear that little dashi will make me cry my eyes out, so eventually I'll get to that. But other than that, yeah, I never actually. Well, I have read Nightmare Moon's fanfic he wrote, and oh man, was that a dark story?
Dark.
It was.
Everything about that man is dark.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very, very dark.
It was dark, but it was a real good read, and I did it because he's a good friend and all, and it was something else, and I got to get back and read that again because it was woo. The parts that I remember just happened to be the most grim thing I've ever read.
I think memoirs is basically the thing that hooks with me right now. So I don't think it's changed me at all. I enjoy reading it. But it's one of those things where it's one of the only maybe 2 or 3 fanfics that I really wait for the update. You know, it's like, oh, it hasn't updated today. Oh, it hasn't updated today. Oh, it hasn't updated today. It's like, so it's one of the only ones I really look for in the morning when I get out of bed. It's like, okay, I get out of bed, I gotta wake up, take my shower, go look for stuff. It's like, okay, what updated tonight? Oh, darn it, didn't update yet. But yeah, when it updates in the morning, I read it. Wow. And it's like, yeah, that's one. I think memoirs is the one that hooks me right now. So that's why I have this gentleman on my show, because I enjoy it. And that is one of the things that will happen on this show, is I will have people on my show that I enjoy, that I hope you will enjoy. So you won't get just, you know, what they call top level tier brony people. You're going to get everybody on this show that I think deserves to have a pat on the back about what they're doing. So keep that in mind.
I found the other story I was thinking of.
What was it?
Yes, it's called Hands. Hands.
Oh, was that the Lyra one?
No, that's the one with that has, it's human in Equestria. But it's it's sort of like a human character insert into episodes.
Oh, okay.
And like it's actually very, very funny. It's very, very funny. I don't know how those 2 fanfics have changed me, but I know I've enjoyed them. So there you go.
There you go. Next.
This one's for you, Dan. Question is, this one's from Discord's Advocate. Oh my. Question is, what do you enjoy about writing, and how does it make you enjoy life more?
Hi, Discord's Advocate. I know I've seen many of your comments, so thank you very much. Well, I enjoy. So the question was, how do I enjoy writing? I enjoy. It's fun. It's for me. It's a fun challenge. It's not something that not something I'm professionally trained to do. Not something that I'm, you know, that I am working towards to have a living at it. It's for me. It's something that's just plain old fun. And I'm sorry, what was the other half of the question?
How does it make your life better?
How does it make my life better? Well, you know what? It gives me an outlet, a creative outlet. It lets me just have a place where I can do, you know, silly, you know, over the top romantic stuff. That, come on, guys, we all would love to be able to do that.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, because I mean, I romance my beloved wife of almost 20 years. I still do, and you know what? It's half. Most of the time, I'm just writing what I know, man. And it's just, for me, it's just plain old fun.
Yep. If it's not fun, don't do it.
Yep.
If it's really fun, do it twice.
Yeah. Double the fun.
The fun has been doubled.
Oh, man.
I should have bought that shot glass.
And if it's illegal, do it 3 times.
Do it 3 times.
Jeez. This one's from Prism Star. Question for everyone: what is your opinion of the My Little Dashi movie they're making?
What?
Yeah.
Apparently there's... Yeah.
Someone informed me, because I have no idea what's going on.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. Apparently they're making a My Little Dashi movie. I don't know who is or how it is.
With the human My Little Dashi? Or,
yes.
Or they're making it
so.
My Little Dashi from the fanfic?
I guess
it's the fanfic.
Oh, it's the fanfic.
It's
So
the fanfic
they're doing a
itself.
human version of the fanfic. Oh,
Yeah.
now I understand.
The website is mldmovie.com.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out after the show. I can't say anything because I don't know anything about it. How about you guys?
And the trailer, I've seen the trailer.
Mhm.
It looks, you know what? It looks like it'll be well made.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously low budget, but it's going to be a work of love. That's for sure.
Cool.
I haven't seen the trailers yet, but how's the actor? Is he good?
Well, I mean, he's not doing a whole lot of acting as such, but it looked good.
Cool.
So is it like real life footage, or is it gonna be cartoon wise?
No,
Cartoon? Real life?
No, real life. It's live action with obviously animation inserted.
inserts. Yeah.
Mhm.
People are now given the link, and now I'm checking it out.
Okay, well I'll check it out later, but don't know anything about it, so I can't give any opinion at all. Sorry.
I gave a small amount of money to him, so
There you go.
there you go. Because I think it's going to be. If nothing else, I applaud his ambition. If nothing else.
Yeah.
Next.
Hopefully he can pull it off and make me cry.
Yep. I want tears.
I want all the manly tears. This one is from Bolt. Oh boy, here we go. Question is, New Lunar Republic or Celestial Empire?
Everybody knows my stance.
Mine too.
Lunar.
There you go.
There you go.
Another proud
Yes.
Republican.
Yep.
Here. Have a button.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so proud now.
You should be. We're gonna win this election.
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My queen is already ready to go. So. Although no political power, that's not the point. She's a very lovely figurehead.
Yes.
Yes.
We put her on the front of a boat.
This one is from Imperious. Question for Dan. In the story, it is mentioned that Alex Roberts picks up his training in boxing. Are you yourself a boxer or a martial artist?
No. No. Well, that's a bit of a lie. I personally did a little bit of Western martial arts, with a live steel. So basically you've got a 42-inch long sword or broadsword.
Yep.
Steel. Well, actually, they're aircraft aluminum, but you know what? Doesn't make much of a difference.
Nope. Still hurts.
Yep. It'll still break bones and it'll still do nasty things.
Yep.
And we used to do the fencing, but we also did the wrestling, the dagger work, and so on. I had worked my way up to the point where I was doing the wrestling, the dagger, and the longsword. The next steps would have been to be armored, or to do spear, and axe.
Man after my own heart.
Yep. But unfortunately, the gentleman who was running the salon here in London departed for parts unknown.
Oh no.
Yes.
So sad.
I know. It's very sad.
Yep.
The Italian master. Well, not really. But
Next.
Oh, sorry.
This one's from Sea Ponies of Liverpool. Oh, I love that name. Dusty, can you wear a beret?
I'm not wearing a beret. It's a beret, by the way, not a beret.
Beret, sorry. I say beret all the time, sorry.
It's a beret. I'm not wearing a beret. But you know what I will wear for you? There you go. New hat.
There we go.
That will do nicely.
It's my Snorri.
Sooner or later, we're gonna crack you into wearing a beret.
I'm not wearing a beret. No.
And then you need a guest called Adam. Just
I'll wear a fez before I wear a beret.
Okay, wear a fez then.
That would be hard because I don't have one. I don't own a fez.
Buy one. Get one at your local.
I went looking.
store.
I went looking for really cool fezzes, but damn, $75.
Oh. Just make one out of cardboard or something.
That's not cool. I need a really neat, cool fez. You know what I mean?
Well, I still.
I can't wear this thing too long because it's got like fur inside.
It's
see?
itchy.
See that? No, it's not itchy. It's just freaking hot. Freaking hot. That's my like winter hat for when I go SCAing.
There's winter in California.
Well, yeah, I go snowboarding. It's the only place in the country you can go surfing in the morning and snowboarding in the afternoon.
That's cool. That sounds like Vancouver.
Yes. This one is from Chaotic Harmony. Question is for you, Dan. Who is the hardest pony to write about in your opinion?
Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie is so hard to write for. I mean, mostly the characters. You know, I can hear them in my head. I can hear the voice. I can hear the dialogue, and I can imagine them saying it on the show. Pinkie Pie, I can't. I was so frustrated at one point. I even did a side story.
I saw that.
Called Conversation with Pinkie Pie, and that was me talking to Pinkie Pie, and we sort of got things worked out between the two of us by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I write, I don't write her like she's on the show anymore. I write her as if she's still the element of laughter, but she's basically like an intelligent young woman. She's hardworking. I mean, like I'm assuming that she built her party cannon. Mm-hmm. She built that helicopter. She's on intelligence on the same level as Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
The reason nobody notices is because she's an Earth pony, right? Yep. And everything is everything is geared towards magic.
Yep.
So, I mean, for all we know, Pinkie Pie might actually be smarter than Twilight.
Ooh. But
because there's because of the mechanical engineering,
mm-hmm.
And so on, to build all her devices, that takes a hell of a lot of brains.
Yep.
And her pinky sense is an extension of her intelligence in the sense that she's able to pick up and sort of use all those tiny, subtle environmental clues
mm-hmm.
before they sort of come into play, and she does the twitching
mm-hmm.
just as a reflex action.
It's because she thinks outside the chimney.
That's right. Pinkie Pie. No, dude. I don't know. I sort of avoid doing her. And when I do her, I do her in her non-manic phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't understand poor Pinkie Pie. I frankly, if I had to spend 5 minutes in a room alone with her, I you know what? This will probably get me kicked out of Bronydom, but I might take a swing at her. Just if she's in full manic.
No one expects to spend a position.
No one expects a special position. Ooh.
Next.
You have this one feature.
This is from I'm always so terrible with your name. Fennicus Kitsune. Question for you, Dusty, is why did you wait till the show to open the blind bag collection so you could tear them open with your teeth, like how you opened your merch on the last show?
Because these things are difficult to open. Where did one to go? I'm missing one.
Spent a good 10 minutes trying to open the thing. Why?
This one here I haven't opened yet. I've opened the other ones here, In fact, I have a really interesting little thing about these. These are the brand new ones that aren't on the street yet. I actually had to have somebody go in the back of Target to get these for me. But in the back of here, there's a little diorama behind the ponies, right? So I slowly opened the package and took the diorama out, like that, right? Now, on the side of the box, you got these little clear windows on the side of the box, right? So you'd think that, hey, that'd be some place to put some more advertising. So when you take a look at this, and you turn up the back side, there's more ponies on the back of here. It's like they were printed on the wrong side. Because if you folded this out the other direction, the ponies come out like a diorama. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. But if they fold it out this way, so they'd be in the box, they'd be seen on the back side. But they're folded here, completely hidden inside the package, which is kind of neat. But
I am truly jealous.
Yes, you should be.
Because, dude, up here north of the border,
yes,
man, finding MLP stuff at all is we don't have blind bags. At least, correction, I've never seen a blind bag in Canada. It's just you guys have far better selection. Oh, sorry, you okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was coughing. I choked on my iced tea. Anyways, you're saying?
Yes. No, that was it. That was a pure, bitter jealousy. That's all.
This one is from Rainbow Brony. Question for you guys is, I wanted to ask, who is your favorite Brony musician artist?
Come on, Dan.
Got the card.
He did a particular remix of Discord.
Living Tombstone.
Thank you. Living Tombstone. Thank you.
Who went to bed only like 2 hours ago.
Boo.
Mr. Israel. At some point, I have to get him on the show. At some point. Hey. Stay out of my shed, okay?
Oh no! Why'd you bring that back? Oh.
That's horribly wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
I thought I saw that out.
But I grew up with Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, so I know where that comes from.
Yep, I do too. Oh.
So I did a little unboxing of the Cloudsdale set for everybody on screen. It's kind of cool. Next.
This one's from, I don't know how to say this name, so I'm just gonna call you Chris121, cause yeah. And question for you, Dusty: beer or cider?
Cider. If I have the choice, I'll drink cider because I can drink more of it. But for beers, I like imports. I like imports being Canada. I didn't lie. If I had a supply of Molson Canadian, that would be my beer, because I grew up with it. Being that close to Canada, I drank Molson Canadian and I drank Stroh's. They don't make Stroh's anymore, so I've had to drink Blatz or you know, things like that, because it's basically a lager. I like lagers. I don't like ales, unlike some people. Ale kind of, I don't like ale. I like lager.
I got a question.
Yes.
What's the percentage of alcohol in cider in the U.S.?
What does the bottle say? I can't read this. It's too small. 5? I can't read it.
Oh, okay.
No, 5%. 5%.
5%? Okay, yeah, because it's 5.5. The can I have in my hand of Beaupré cider.
Yes.
5.5.
Yes, because for some reason America doesn't think that anybody can handle their cider, so...
We got ourselves a real cider, sir.
Real cider, man.
And these, and you know what? These are made with Macintosh apples. Yes.
Yes. Next.
Love it.
This one is from, sorry, let me just find it. Okay, this one's from Inkbot. Question for you, Dan. As a fic writer, what is your opinion on fics that stray from the tone of the show into something more serious?
I have no problems with them at all. In fact, I think mine kind of strays from that. It strays from the playful nature of the show.
It does.
It's something quote-unquote more serious. But that's mainly because I like stories that make sense logically. You know, it's like, well, it's great that unicorns do this, but the reason they can do this is because of this. You know, there's sort of like a chain of logic that doesn't have to apply to the real world, but it has to apply internally. And I think that tends to make for more quote. And I'm going to say, when you say serious, when I say serious, it probably means the same thing in that it's man, you know what? I don't even know what I mean. It's a story. Seriously, I don't know what I mean.
It's more believable.
Believable, yeah. More believable.
It has more of a sense of truth because there's more of a backstory that you can wrap your brain around.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. Can you be my editor?
Sure, why not?
It's like, okay, this is wrong. This is wrong.
That just means I get the chapters before anybody else does.
Rubbing everyone's face.
Next.
1 sec. La la la. Where did I just lost it for fudge cakes. Oh yeah, here it is. This one's from ROFL to Dusty. Will you ever do a cover of a Blues Brothers songs?
Yes. Yes, I will. I love the Blues Brothers. I will do a cover of one of their songs. I haven't figured out which one yet. Soul Man would be awesome. I like Soul Man. B-movie Boxcar Blues I would love to do. I might do it just as a straight song cover because I love those songs. I might not even change the lyrics. But I've got so many irons in the fire with collabs and trying to get this album done. And I just finished, I think I finished a song today. What is it, Dusty? I'm not telling you.
Rub it in her face again.
I'm not telling you. You'll just have to watch the YouTube channel maybe later tonight. Maybe. Maybe tomorrow. But I'm waiting for my editor to get home, which would be Cardoin, to give it one final listen to see if it's A-okay. So I can finish like a video for it. And then I'll put it up. But I've got the metal album, which is 2 songs from being done. And I've got 6 or 7 songs worth of lyrics that need to be done. And I don't know when I'll get to a Blues Brothers song, but I'd love to do a Blues Brothers song. I love the Blues Brothers. Love. Stay tuned. That's all I can say.
Oh. I realized that Universal Studios is actually on their 100th anniversary, so I seen the Blue Brothers were on Blu-ray. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get that.
Buy that. Buy that.
Buy it.
You got to see the non-cut version because the non-cut version is a scream. If you think the one on TV is good, buy the non-cut version. So, scream.
Yay!
This one is from Sketch. For you, Dan, what do you think is the hardest part of writing fanfic?
Pleasing my fans. No, actually, the hardest part of writing fanfic, for me, is just combination of finding the time to do it, and basically having that flash of inspiration when I've got the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes the two strike at the same time, and
sometimes they don't.
Most of the time they don't.
That's like me. I've got X amount of hours in the week to work on music or to work on the show, and sometimes the inspiration is not there to do either. I'm sitting here doing nothing, going, I need to do stuff. I've got a show on Monday, or I've got to do this music because I've got deadlines, and I have no want to do it, or my voice is out, or something. Like I finished the one song today, and I go, hey, I got time for the show. I'll work on the metal album, and my voice said, I don't think so, boy. No, we've been on the low register for way too long. We're not going to sing that high metal stuff today. Not happening. So there goes a couple hours, but yeah. It's all between when it hits you and if your body's ready.
This one is from Kyard on Twitter, and the question is for both you, Dusty, and Dan. And what is your favorite D&D class, regardless of edition?
Fighter.
Paladin.
I don't think I've played an AD&D group where I wasn't the fighter. Because that's just I was always the tank. I would always wade in and start just hack slashing stuff. So it was basically you want to play tank, good, you're the fighter.
Yep, I love my paladin because by the power of Grayskull, wham!
By the power of Grayskull.
Yes, I fight the good fight. Come, brothers, let us sally forth into the jaws of death.
Now She-Ra was the weird show. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
No.
Sorry. Or if I did, I grew mental blocks to it. Just like the Smurfs.
Cool. Next.
Which general good memories.
This one's from Starstream. Question for all: what do you guys think of Double Rain Boom?
Love it. Can't wait for it. It's sort of like the same thing with fighting is magic. It's like you just can't wait. You want more of it and you want it now. And it takes time to make, and you know it takes time to make, but you're just like, I want another piece of pie, and I want it now. Give me more pie.
I've heard it. I've heard of it, but I really don't know what it's about.
Double Rain Boom is a gentleman who's in an animation program went to Hasbro and said, I want to make a 22-minute episode, and they said yes. So
nice.
Yeah, so basically he had to do everything. He had to get a script written, and he had to introduce it to Hasbro, and Hasbro had to okay it and everything. So he's going through all the steps to do a fan-made episode, 22-minute episode. And
that's awesome.
And he has a website, Double Rain Boom. Go to the website, and you'll see all as he's doing it. He's putting up everything.
Have predicted the future.
Yes.
I predicted the future.
Yes, you did. So yeah,
I am so awesome.
Absolutely love it. Can't wait for it. Next.
Very nice.
This one's from Wub and Tolerate. Question is, how has becoming a brony changed your life, like before and after?
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, big difference is I have ponies now. I've actually the big thing is that I've got a program that I can watch with my daughter, where I don't want to scoop my eyes out with a rusty spoon. Dora the Explorer. So like she enjoys the program enough that she can watch it with me, and I can watch it with her. And in fact, we watch it together as a family. I'd say I mean, we always watched cartoons together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
But it's this one we all sort of have gotten. Well, correction. I have gotten into it more than the family, perhaps, but we're all sort of into it at some level.
Awesome.
So it's fun. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've changed in very good ways. Before I found the show, I was living in Nevada by myself, very depressed, and I found the show through my roommate now, Caradwin, who helps me with a lot of stuff, and it basically made me happy again. It made me feel that there was something out there to strive for and to work for and to look forward to. So basically, it was sort of like, my friends are watching this. I want to be happy again, and the only way I was going to fix that is if I took the bull by the horns, as it were, and did it. So I basically moved back, got a job, moved into a situation that I can tolerate, and started doing things that I enjoy again. Because I was doing a lot of this stuff before I moved to Nevada, and then when I moved to Nevada, thinking that would help me, it basically got me into a job that was going nowhere. And I was a long way from my friends, and I was a long way from the things that I liked. And the show showed me the way to basically be happy again. Take the bull by the horns and do what you want to do, and no one's going to change it but you. So So I'm very happy with becoming a Brony.
That's good. I don't know if we have enough time to tell my side of the story.
Boy, okay.
Mine's real long, but
we don't have a half an hour.
Yeah. But yeah, just skip me. It's gonna take too long to tell that one. So
give me the Reader's Digest version.
Where do I begin?
Hurry up, Billy.
I don't know where to begin. My friend Skipsy gave it to me, and I loved it since. There you go.
There you go. Done. Reader's Digest version. Like that.
It was way more good.
If friend introduced me, I love the show. Done. Oh, and you know what? It's that time. That time in the evening. 6:30 on the West Coast. And we are just about over. So, we're at the weekly call-out of the shows that you, out there, get to enjoy this week on Everfree Radio. Reading Rainboom is on this week. This is their on week, so check them out. Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That is the bi-weekly show with a large cast of actors that read very famous fanfics. So it's more like an audiobook than it is a narrator. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Cutie Art Crusaders. We'll discuss the best fan art going on in Bronydom today, and that will be Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Then we get to EQI, Equestrian Inquirer. The EQI guys will bring you the best news program from Equestria that exists, and they are Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sketchy Sounds Live Songcast is 2 hours live acoustic music with Sketchy, Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Brony Breakdown with Saber Spark and Paleo is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. And then we got the Lunar Republic Takeover. My Queen Nightmare Moon takes over this very radio station and plays your requests, and has usually a cool guest host every week, and that is going to be Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Kraber every Saturday night, except for when she doesn't eat her peas. Will be Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And if you don't know who she is, she's the voice actress of Apple Bloom and the singing voice of Sweetie Belle. And she's working on an album right now you should go check out. State of Brony, which is the trance, electro, and house music show. Saturday evenings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Radiant Eclipse Podcast, Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Pacific. We have a lot of shows here, people. We have a lot of entertainment for you to come check out on our little network, EFR. Also, remember, if you can't make Everfree Northwest, you can watch Everfree Northwest right here on Everfree Radio. So, make sure you check out our live cast of that convention when it comes about. So,
you might just see Dusty and Screwball walking by.
Just might see me and Screwball having the time of our lives.
Oh,
I know I'm going to have the time of my life, because I'm going to be moderating the manliest voice actor panel in the world, and I've got plans.
And don't forget our show.
Evil plans. And
no.
Our show will also be live Saturday evening with a couple of really great guests, which I've almost nailed down. I don't want to say anything about it yet, because I haven't physically talked to my guest for Saturday night. But one of the things I do want to announce for next week, Screwball, is your body ready for this?
Oh, it's always ready.
Daniel, is your body ready for this?
Yes, it is.
Lee Tokar has promised to be on this very program next Monday evening. The voice actor for Snips will be right here for you. We're going to do an interview. you get to ask him questions
Oh my
next
god.
week.
Oh my god.
Yes. I told you you weren't ready, Screwball. I
No,
told you
I
your
wasn't
body wasn't
ready.
ready.
No.
So,
Oh.
we're going to hope that he did pencil us in for next week. He did say he would be here. But of course, this is show business. So, I'm really hoping he'll be here. I'm going to have to get onto Twitter as soon as I get off here. I say, "Hey dude, I just introduced you. You're going to be on the show next week, right?" Because he said he'd be here. So, for myself, for Dan, for Screwball, and for everybody here at Everfree Northwest, Everfree Radio. See, I want to be there now.
Yeah,
We got half a month to go, and I want to be there now. So for everybody here at Everfree Radio, I want to say good evening, and that we love you, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.